ones, also high frequency, and your lowest energy are going to be the waves to the left, so these ones here. The highest ones are going to be about the size of the soccer field, and your lowest ones go all the way down to like the size of a nucleus.
Very, very, very tiny.
Yes. Alright, radio waves are the lowest waves of the spectrum. These ones here. About the size of a soccer field to the size of a human. They're going to be your lower frequency ones, also lower energy, but they have high amplitude. Okay,
So radio waves, we know radio waves as AM and FM. You ever wondered what that means?
Yes.
I never have until I started doing this. AM stands for amplitude modulated. And that means that we're going to adjust the amplitude. You guessed it. You can see on the board, it's got the different waves. They mark the same points. Your troughs line up, your crests line up, but they have different amplitudes. One's stronger and one's weaker. And then FM is the other. It's frequency modulated. And so we're going to have a much higher frequency in the same amount of space than we would a lower station. I know we said that radio waves are the biggest, and so if you increase the frequency, you're making it more compact, and so that doesn't quite mesh until you look at the next slide.
next slide.
So we can see here that there's a one long wavelength at the top. Then we have our AM, which has different amplitude. It's got a big amplitude down to a small amplitude, and the FM's got high frequency down to low frequency. But they both match the same long wavelength. We're just playing with the little things in between.
So the next ones we're going to talk about are the microwaves. So we all know that microwaves cook our food, but we also use it for communication. They can also be used for radar, kind of like what we see when we watch the news, all the weather. As you can see, this guy's brain is being fried from his cell phone.
Blasted energy.
Yep. So our microwaves have a low energy. With our cell phones, you all know that we have radio towers. We need to have a lot of radio towers because our phones have such a weak signal that they need to be really close with that radio tower in order to get enough energy to get that good signal.
And then who here has heard of ham radios before? A couple of us. We're called amateur radio, and they get the word ham, interestingly enough, from the first 3 people who ever created a ham radio station. So they're creating communication across the world to other people with these radios. And the first 3 people were Albert Hyman, there was Bob Amley, and Poogie Murray. So the beginning of the last 3 names are H-A-M. That's how we have ham radio. It has nothing to do with pigs or Canadian bacon. Infrared rays are the next size down. And this is anything where we have heat. We have heat lamps heating up our food, putting all that energy into the food. So after a while, when stuff sits on the heat lamp for too long, it starts to dry out and shrivel up because it's got all this energy blasting it for so long that it just kind of starts to deform. And then we also use infrared for using night vision. And this is kind of confusing because we say infrared, but night vision is always green. Why do you think that is? Anybody? What actually happens is that infrared comes in as black and white. And it's picked up by the infrared night goggles that you love in SOCOM and all those other games. And there's a filter. There's a green filter to help you see it. Because your eyes pick up the best frequency at 555 nanometers. It's really, really small. And we'll get into the nanometer scale in just a second.
Now we got light rays, which are the visible part of the spectrum. You want to notice too that it's a tiny part. That's the only part that we can see. Everything else, we need to have some type of instrument to see, but even though they're always there. So this is all that we can see is all the colors.
Roy G. Biv.
Yep. You all know what Roy G. Biv is?
No.
Our colors? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So that's all the colors that you can see. So color absorbance. Objects absorb every color except for the color that you see. So if you see like a red apple or like a red gemstone here, all of the lights that are, so it's getting all the lights into it, but it only absorbs all the lights except for the red one. So that's going to be your transmitted light. So you have the red here, it's absorbing that green and the blue light, but reflecting the red. And then with your green, it's absorbing the red and the blue, but reflecting the green.
Most solid objects will absorb the energy and reflect the color that you see. Opaque minerals like that will instead, or I said that backwards. They will reflect all the light except for what you see. So what happens, do you think, when we come to white and black? They're not on our scale. So what is white? All colors, that's right. And so it, in fact, absorbs or reflects, depending on its scenario, all of the colors. So what about black? Actually, I just did this backwards again. Okay, white, forget what I said. White gets rid of all colors. White is colorless. There's no color in white. It reflects all of the colors. You don't see any of them because it doesn't absorb any of it. Black, on the other hand, absorbs all of it. So if you have like a big easel full of paints, and you put them all together, they get darker and darker. If you had all the colors in the spectrum, you put them all together, they would become black. Because it has all of the colors contained in one.
We have this up here too, because with the Roy G. bid, a lot of people don't know what indigo is. So we just want to make sure that you know. The blue is going to be blue, purple is purple, but indigo is kind of a mix between the two colors. So it's right in between the two.
It's kind of hard to tell the difference.
Yeah.
So ultraviolet, we have ultraviolet coming at us all the time, every day, from the sun, right? You've heard of that? And tanning beds have ultraviolet rays. And if you're exposed to these things for too much time, you get sunburns. And they say not to be in tanning beds for too long because you have this really high energy really close to you, just bombarding your body. And so that's how you get sick.
Die.
And we also have sterilizing capabilities with UV. Our goggle thing in the back, it's got all the goggles in it, it's got all its reflections. So when we're done using them, we turn on the UV light and we kill all the bacteria. And we can use this to our benefit for hospital, medical use. We don't want to have any bacteria on our stuff that we're going to be using to cut someone open, otherwise they could get an infection. And so we sterilize it with UV light, because it's got such a high energy that we can kill tiny little bacteria everywhere.
So now we're going to talk about x-rays. Who here has had an x-ray before? Yeah, so a lot of us. So the picture that you see, well, the x-rays that pass through the X-rays can pass through the soft parts of the body, but are stopped by your bones and teeth. That's because your bones are so dense that the X-rays aren't able to travel through it. But like tissues and everything, the waves can pass through them.
So she's wearing that lead vest right now, so we can't see everything else. And she's only going to see the part that you want to see. Gamma rays are the highest energy. Question?
How can I be absorbed?
Pardon?
How is light absorbed?
Absorbed?
Okay.
It just enters. It has a high enough energy to break the barrier of its object so that it's absorbed into that object. And everything else is reflected because it doesn't have the right patterns to break through. Okay, so gamma rays, they're the highest energy, and they're such a strong energy that we can use them to attack cells, in specific cancer cells. We can use gamma radiation to attack and destroy cancer cells via chemotherapy. But it's such a high intensity thing, you always hear about people getting really sick and down from doing it because it just puts so much strain on the body. And it's also what created the Hulk. Very high gamma radiation exposure. I don't recommend it. It only works once per generation.
So now we're going to go back to our favorite song.
Right. We know these things now.
Now you're going to want to dance to this.
Right.
I think I'm going to.
The Bonus Point Podcast.